Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. This is my Black Friday wish list. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. This video is all about what I would like to buy for Black Friday. Now, this is not an overview of like the best deals or anything like that. I personally don't like it when influencers do those kind of things. I think that if you decide what you're interested in and then just check some websites to see if you can get a deal and whether you find it's worth it, I think that's a much better way to go. So that's also why this wish list isn't definitive. I'm not saying these are the things I will be buying, but these are the things I'm going to be keeping an eye out for to see if I might purchase them, because it's an hypothetical one here, you guys. If you're new here, then it may be good to know who I am and what I like doing on this channel. My name is Maaike. I live in the Netherlands. I have fair skin with a cool neutral undertone, and this greatly influences my makeup preferences. I have been reviewing makeup for more than a decade. I love my eyeshadow palettes, Essence and Catrice, and getting the use out of my makeup. So if that's something you are interested in, then I hope you'd like to consider subscribing. So for Black Friday, I actually have a Word document on my computer where I sort of keep a running wish list of things I would like to get. And just the other day, I put together a bit of an overview of the different things that I would like to get. And this is definitely the time of year where I sometimes actually like hold off of buying certain things in like months previous so I can get it at a discount. So that's why some of the things on here are the more expensive things, or things that may be a little bit more difficult for me to buy, where, you know, I need free shipping in order to be able to make it worth it because it's from the States, or with the discount and then the shipping and handling fees, it might actually be a little bit better. But with a lot of the things I'm going to be talking about, as I already mentioned in the intro, it's very much a hypothetical. These are the things I'm going to be looking out for to see if there are any deals. And then during that Black Friday week, I'm going to be taking the decisions whether I actually want to bite the bullet on any of these, or whether it's actually something that I'm going to keep on a wish list for a little bit longer because it's just going to be a little bit more expensive. That's just the way it is. So I actually, part of my wish list is still some bits that I hope to get from Sephora UK. But one of the things I want to get by Rare Beauty has been out of stock for months, which is why I haven't placed that order yet, because without that item, it's just not going to be worth it for me to look out for that. So if Sephora UK is doing some sort of deal and everything I want to get from this little list is in stock, I'm going to be buying it. If not, I'm just going to hold off of this and buy it in like December or January or February, whenever that Rare Beauty product is in stock. These are things that I saw when I was in London over the summertime, but that they were either out of stock everywhere I went, or at that point in time, I didn't have the budget for it. So this is usually what happens. I will put things onto a wish list, and then based on how much AdSense is coming in, I actually take the decision every month, like what money can I put towards buying makeup, you could say. And this was just not in the cards at that moment. I was like, it's okay. These are all bits that I could potentially buy online. If it's not in stock in UK Sephora, I can still try the French website as well, because they ship to the Netherlands as well. And I'm not sure whether Sephora here is going to do any sort of Black Friday. European Sephora doesn't have the VIB sale like you have in the US. So discounts on like more expensive makeup products are a little bit more harder to come by. If you're in the European Union, that just has to do with legislation and certain rules and laws that are going on. There are actually countries in the Netherlands where sale is a very rare thing to happen. So the thing I hope to get from Sephora is a Makeup by Mario Cream Blush Stick. And I'm still undecided on the color, because there were two shades when I swatched it in the store in London that looked great to me, which was like this dusty rose version. But they also had this really nice hot bright pink that really stole my heart. So the bright pink version, which I think is called Flamingo, is currently on the wish list. I'll pop some pictures up on the screen of these products as I'm talking about it. So that one I would like to get. And then the Natascha Denona Hy Glam Concealer is one I would like to get. They had testers everywhere for this, but my shade was out of stock to every counter I went where they sold Natascha Denona when I was there in the summertime. This is currently in stock just fine, so that's why I hope to get my hands on that one. And then the Rare Beauty eyeshadow stick in Contentment. This is the product that's been out of stock for months. This is the more like taupey gold shade in the eyeshadow stick range, and I was able to swatch this formula several times already. I think the formula looks like it's going to be great, but all of the shades, save for this one, are incredibly cool toned. This one seems to be like that murky, olivey, grayish green with a hint of taupey, silvery sparkle to it. It looks stunning when swatched, but it's been out of stock for a very long time. So I hope this comes back soon. If not, I'm in no rush for any of these products. And then the last product, and this is probably why I'm gonna place the order with Sephora UK, because I don't think this next product is available anywhere else in Europe. At least not from Sephora. I know Space NK carries it, but it's the Rose Ink cream bronzer in the shade Kaui. Kaui? I'm not sure how to pronounce that shade name. But again, this is a product I was searching for when I was in the UK. Found it, but again, this shade was out of stock in every Space NK I went to. So it is available from UK Sephora online, so I could rope it in, and it is a product that Sephora says they'll ship to the Netherlands, because with Sephora UK, that's like you can see all the products that House Labs, for instance, sells, but then when you put it in your shopping cart and you put your location on Netherlands, it says we cannot ship this product to your country. So it doesn't say that for any of these, and I did buy some Makeup by Mario Rare Beauty, and I think Natascha Denona as well from the Sephora UK website before. The great thing about Sephora UK is that any of the shipping and handling fees, if you stay under £150, I believe, or under 150 euros, they will pay the VAT for you, so you won't be hit with extra custom fees in advance. So that is lovely. So that is something that I hope to purchase in, well, hopefully Black Friday, but we'll see whether there are any deals. And this is definitely a very big if, whether I'm gonna get any of these. This has been part of my wish list for, well, ever since I've been to London in August. This has been part of my wish list. So we'll see what happens. So then the actual things that I wrote down just for Black Friday is some Natascha Denona palettes. I have decided that I do really want the I Need a Nude palette. It was, upon release, I was very skeptical because it didn't seem to be as cool toned as a lot of people were saying. However, I have now purchased some other palettes in my, well, you haven't seen it yet because that's going to be my December haul, but I'm going to be taking the pictures after I film my videos for today. But there are a couple of palettes that I've purchased, and I'm just like, ooh, if I also have the I Need a Nude, it could make for like a great like comparison video, or like to include that, like include all of those palettes in the same review, so I can also tell you how similar certain things are, because a lot of them are at like different price points. So I think the I Need a Nude can just be a great palette to have for YouTube purposes. But this decision is also instigated by the release of the new MIDI Xenon. If you saw my new makeup releases, you know I'm going gaga for this palette. A lot of people are saying it's very gray heavy, but a lot of the swatches I've seen, there are grays, but there are also taupes, and there's a midnight blue, and the shimmers in it seem to be absolutely gorgeous. It seems to be more shimmers than mattes. And that Xenon palette is the cool tone palette from Natascha Denona that I personally have been wanting to see from the brand for a while. And I think it's a great cool toned option. But here's the thing. When I saw that, I was like, maybe I don't like some of those grays. But maybe if I have both, and both of them have the removable pans, I can do to these two palettes what I have done with my other 4 MIDI palettes by Natascha Denona, and mix up the 2 color stories so that I have one that's like perhaps like my perfect cool toned color story, and then put some of the shades from both of them that I don't love in like a same palette. So that's another option I have, that once I have used my I Need a Nude for the reviews and the comparisons that I'd like to use it for, and I've used the MIDI Xenon, and there are going to be shades in there that I'm like, maybe don't love this, that maybe I can like just switch it up and get more use out of the shadows that way. but it's definitely the midi Xenon that made me decide, like, okay, if I then also have the I Need a Nude, and I have some of the shimmers from that palette and some of the mattes from that palette to put it together, I think it can really make my perfect cool tone palette from Natascha Denona. And Natascha Denona is one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas, so I know I'm going to love the formulation of these. I just know I do. So I'm like, you know what? If I can get them both in the Black Friday sales, I think it can happen. But here's the thing. A lot of the European websites that carry Natascha Denona either don't do discounts or they don't do discounts on the newest things. I do know, however, that Cult Beauty does like, I think 20% off of the entire website for Black Friday / Cyber Monday weekend. They have been doing that for the past couple of years, I believe. So that's definitely a website I'm going to keep an eye on. But Natascha Denona is also carried on Beautylish and the Natascha Denona official website. So if I can get a better deal on those websites, then it might actually be worth it to pay the shipping and handling fees from the US on either one of those websites, because Beautylish is located in the US. However, I personally have great experiences with Beautylish. You have the option to already calculate the shipping and handling fees on your order, so you are not coming into any surprises once the package gets to you. And I find that their fees are quite reasonable. It's usually lower than what I have to pay if the package just arrives here, because I no longer have to pay the like for the bureaucracy of my Dutch customs office actually calculating the costs for me, because they kind of cut out the middleman. So I find that Beautylish usually has quite good deals for Black Friday, and they are pretty good with the sort of like sales tax that you need to pay when you import things from the US. Huda Beauty Pretty Grunge. This is definitely on the wish list. I'm now so happy that I didn't buy the Empowered palette last year. That was definitely something I was eyeing up for a minute, because this seems to be like the cooler toned, lighter toned version with fewer of the weird creams that the Empowered had. So that's why I'm like, the Pretty Grunge, that's what I'm gonna buy. Huda Beauty is carried here in the Netherlands, so again, I'm gonna have to see. So Huda Beauty is a brand that's carried here in the Netherlands, but I'm not sure whether I can find any deals here in the Netherlands on Huda Beauty, so I'm thinking that maybe this is also going to be a Cult Beauty purchase. However, Cult Beauty has upped their prices slightly to account for any VAT that you have to pay as a European customer. So I got the question the other day whether Cult Beauty charges you anything extra when you get it from the UK into the EU. No, they don't, but they have sort of put it in their prices. So the prices of single products on Cult Beauty tends to be a little bit higher than when you find it in other places, but I know I can get this through Sephora. Like, Huda Beauty is carried quite widely, so I'm pretty sure I can find a deal for that. But then I also have some things that are a little bit harder for me to get. The Nomad Cosmetics Ghost Town palette. This is one that I'm still a little bit on the fence about. Part of me wants it, but I sort of talked myself out of it when it first launched, because it's just like the way it just looks a little bit similar to other things I already own from the brand. But then I saw a review, like a roundup review, I think, from Angelica Nukvist, and she said how it was so gray toned and cool toned, and she's got quite a warm undertone, so on her things tend to pull a lot more cooler tone than on me, I think. So I think this can actually be a good palette for me. But I was like, you know what? It's the only palette I would want to get from the brand at this point. So I need a discount to make it worth it with all of the shipping and handling fees. So that's why the Nomad Cosmetics Ghost Town is on the wish list for now, but we'll see how it all plays out. And then this was also mentioned in my new makeup releases. ColourPop has the Cloud 9 palette out, which looks like a fair-skinned, cool undertoned, just dream of a palette. But here's the thing, I cannot justify ColourPop's shipping and handling fees for just the one palette if there is no discount. So maybe I get just the one palette, but something that was like still stuck in my wish list I found when I was on the ColourPop website is the Aurora Struck, because the last time I placed an order with ColourPop, this palette was out of stock. And a lot of you have been telling me how the Aurora Struck is a really good palette, and it has all the cool tone blues, greens, and purples that I could possibly want. So I was like, maybe the Aurora Struck with the Cloud 9, but then I'm not sure whether that's going to get me free shipping. So I'm still a little on the fence here because if there's a discount, I may not qualify for the free shipping. So is it then worth it? Or am I like paying my shipping fee with the discount? I'm not sure yet. Usually with ColourPop, I try to make sure I place an order somewhere between like where the threshold is for international, like free shipping international, and $100, because that way I can, like, I'm not hit with extra custom fees, and it's quite manageable, and then all the shipping and handling fees that are added by my customs office sort of makes the 25% that ColourPop usually does in their Black Friday sale, that is actually worth it. But if I don't have enough, then I'm not going to be sure whether this is... I'm still very undecided. It's really going to happen. Like, it's really going to depend on whether I can find a deal on other things, whether I'm going to buy those 2 ColourPop things. And then a palette that is still very much on my wish list, but again, I'm not sure whether I'm going to prioritize it at this point or not, but the Linda Hellberg brand LH Cosmetics Aim Higher palette. I said when this launched that I wasn't sure about the quality because when I swatched the Daybreak palette that I tried in the summertime, but that I hadn't tried when this was released, that I wasn't sure of the quality of the brand because the swatches weren't that great. But when I used it on my eyes, I was very impressed, and I was like, right, I need that Aim Higher palette. It's just one of those things that because it's quite expensive, it is a 45 euro palette, I was like, I want to get a discount on that. However, the best place for me to buy Linda Hellberg is Lyko, because they also do free shipping over 25 euros, I believe. So I hope Lyko does some sort of Black Friday sale, and if not, then maybe I can get it in the next couple of months. Again, I'm in no hurry to get any of these products, but if I can get a deal, I might be able to put it in a basket and buy it. We'll see. Now, this is a very, very big question mark because there are some more expensive makeup bits that are on my wish list. And from one brand that I'm about to mention, I know for sure, or at least I'm pretty sure there isn't going to be a Black Friday sale because the brand hasn't done it before. The other brand that is on my wish list, I'm not sure whether they even do any sales whatsoever. And I'm talking about Victoria Beckham and Lisa Eldridge. So Lisa Eldridge is the brand where, you know, I can always be on that website just browsing and like putting shopping carts together, and then I empty my shopping cart again. Like, that's how it works for me. And even though Lisa Eldridge doesn't do any actual sales, like I haven't seen the brand participating in something like Black Friday. However, she has just launched a loyalty program, and because I have shopped from the website before, I am already in the highest tier of this loyalty program, and if you place orders through the website, you get points and you can get discounts this way. And because I'm already in this highest tier, I actually now have a discount code that is valid towards the end of the year. So that's why I have put some Lisa Eldridge bits on the wish list to be able to use with my discount code, which is not one I can share because it's like linked to my account because of that loyalty program thing. So it's not like a influencer code or anything that I can share. But that's why I was like, maybe it's worth it. So I want to get some more of the Velveteens. I'm trying to slowly but surely make my way and buy all 8 shades so I can do a lip swatch video for you, hopefully in the winter time. Then I want to get one of the new eye pencils. I'm aiming for the green one because the other shades I feel I already have a million times over, and a good dark smoky green palette or eyeliner is really hard to find. So I was like, you know what? I think if it's Lisa Eldridge, it's probably going to be great. And then I want to get some of the lip pencils. I want at least 2 shades, maybe 3 or 4. But I'm aiming for Sorcery and Jazz so far. Like a nude and a red, because I think that goes with most of the lipsticks I have. Jazz, because it has that slightly deeper tone. I think it can add more dimension to shades like Duchess and Ribbon as well. Plus I have the Jazz lipstick too. And Sorcery, I think, can be really pretty as a liner combined with Muse and some of the other like luxuriously Lucent lipsticks I have from the brand. So I'm currently really on a lip liner kick. I'm not sure what's going on. But that's why I was like, you know what, maybe try some Lisa Eldridge ones, because I think those are going to be the ones that I like best. So those are some of the things I'd like to get. And if I can, then I may buy the lip pencil in Muse as well, but I think Sorcery might be better because I'm really liking the look of like a slightly darker lip liner with a lipstick. That's sort of the look I'm going for at the minute. So that's why those are on the wish list. And then Victoria Beckham Beauty. I have tried, I think, everything that was sent to me in PR from the brand last year. And it's my new luxury brand favorite because of that. And not just because they sent me things, but because I really love the quality. And now that I really know what I like from the brand, there are some things I'd like to get again. Not sure whether this brand is even going to be doing any Black Friday sales, but you know, it's going to be the Christmas season. I was like, maybe I can splurge. But this is going to be a massive splurge if I get all of this in one go without a discount. So bear with me because I'm not sure I'm going to get all of this in one go. But another one of the smoky eye bricks, they have one that's more cool toned with a blue in, which I think can be a really nice complementary palette to the one in Tuxedo that I already have. Two more of the Lit Lusters, they do a really nice vibrant like smoky blue and a like olivey sequin green shade called Velvet, which I think is going to be really, really good. And then some more of the eyeliners. They do a couple of really pretty ones. The Smoky Quartz, Bordeaux, and Cocoa versions I'd like because the eyeliners from Victoria Beckham Beauty are on another level. So those are definitely on the wish list. But again, not sure whether I'm going to be buying any of this. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. So that would be my Black Friday wish list. As I already mentioned, I'm not sure whether I'm going to get all of these things because some of these things are quite expensive. And I definitely don't need to buy my entire wish list in one go. I don't think that's realistic. So I'm just going to be keeping out an eye out for any deals, and I hope you do the same thing. As I already mentioned in my intro, the way I like to go about it is have a general idea of what I would like to get so I can have a tactic when Black Friday hits and I'm not like overwhelmed by all of the discounts that are going on. I just don't find that very feasible. So that's why Black Friday is coming very, very soon. So I just wanted to share my thoughts with you about what I would like to get. Let me know in a comment down below what you are hoping to get your hands on. I would love to know. And then for now, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thumbs up this video because it really helps me out. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.